Imagine a pickup truck so futuristic that even today, almost 60 years later, it still looks like it rolled out of a science fiction movie. No, this isn't a CGI rendering or a Tesla prototype. This is the 1965 Dodge Deora, a radical custom pickup that redefined what a truck could be and stunned audiences across the country. The Deora wasn't just ahead of its time, it was a vision of a world that wouldn't exist for decades. Let's rewind to the mid-1960s. America was living in the space age, dreaming of rockets and moon landings. Muscle cars ruled the streets, but pickup trucks were still practical workhorses, boxy, upright, built to haul rather than to turn heads. Then came the 1967 Detroit Autorama, the nation's biggest custom car show, where a small custom shop unveiled something nobody expected. A low-slung, spaceship-like pickup that looked more like it belonged on the cover of a sci-fi novel than in a Dodge showroom. The Dodge Deora started as something humble, a 1965 Dodge A100 pickup, a compact forward control truck better known for utility than beauty. But legendary custom builders Mike and Larry Alexander, known as the Alexander Brothers, saw a blank canvas. They partnered with Chrysler and enlisted designer Harry Bentley Bradley, who would later become a key figure at Hot Wheels, to create a showpiece that would stop people in their tracks. Their goal wasn't to tweak a truck, it was to reinvent it. And the result was breathtaking. The Deora's body was stretched and smoothed into a flowing surfboard-inspired shape. The bedsides were raised high, the cab melted seamlessly into the body, and every line looked like it had been shaped by wind and water rather than welded steel. But the most jaw-dropping feature was how you actually got inside. There were no conventional doors. Instead, the entire windshield and front panel lifted forward like a clamshell, allowing passengers to step in from the front. It was part car, part spaceship, and 100% conversation starter. Inside, the radical thinking continued. The driver sat behind a reworked dashboard with a center-mounted steering column and a minimalist layout that felt decades ahead of the era. Because the engine was mounted behind the cab, the front was completely free for that dramatic walk-in entrance. It was like stepping into a concept car from the year 2065. Underneath all that style, the Deora retained some of its Dodge A100 DNA. Power came from Chrysler's bulletproof Slant 6 engine, although some sources suggest a V8 swap was considered later. But raw horsepower was never the point. This machine wasn't built for drag races. It was built for display. And display it did. The Deora made the auto show circuit and captured the prestigious Riddler Award at the 1967 Detroit Autorama, one of the highest honors in the world of custom cars. It was less a pickup truck and more a rolling sculpture, a statement that design and engineering could push far beyond the limits of production vehicles. Look at the Deora today, and it's impossible not to draw parallels to modern designs. Its seamless bodywork and hidden access points feel strikingly similar to the bold minimalism of the Tesla Cybertruck. Even the idea of a pickup focused on style and lifestyle rather than pure work, something we see today in the Rivian R1T, the GMC Hummer EV, and other electric trucks, feels like an echo of the Deora's philosophy. Back in 1965, though, this thinking was revolutionary. Pickup trucks simply weren't supposed to be beautiful. They were supposed to haul lumber in tow trailers. The Deora proved a truck could be art. Its cultural footprint grew even larger when Mattel selected the Deora as one of the original 16 Hot Wheels cars in 1968. Kids across the country raced tiny versions of this futuristic pickup without even realizing they were holding a piece of custom car history. Over the years, the Deora has been carefully restored and remains a showstopper whenever it appears at auctions or automotive events. To appreciate just how far ahead of its time it was, compare it to the other trucks of its day. The Ford F-Series of the mid-1960s was boxy and strictly utilitarian. The Chevy C10 had a bit more flair, but still looked like a truck in the most traditional sense. Even Dodge's own pickup stayed square and practical. The Deora wasn't competing with them at all. It was operating on a completely different plane. Only now, with the rise of electric lifestyle trucks and sleek aerodynamic haulers, are mainstream manufacturers finally catching up to the kind of boldness the Deora showcased nearly 60 decades ago. In the end, the 1965 Dodge Deora wasn't built to carry bricks or bales of hay. It was built to carry ideas. Ideas about what a pickup truck could be, about blending art and engineering, about challenging every expectation of automotive design. Nearly 60 years later, it still looks like it belongs to tomorrow rather than yesterday. So, the next time you see a futuristic concept vehicle or an electric pickup making headlines, remember the one that got there first. The Dodge Deora, the pickup truck from the future that arrived way ahead of schedule.